Classic as the Wahoo Warriors take on the North Platte Bulldogs. John Willis with Bridger Cruz on the call here on Striv TV. An intriguing matchup that we have here in Game 3. C1A, kind of interesting to see how those two collide. 19-1 Wahoo, 13-6 North Platte. This should be a fun matchup here.
No, I absolutely agree, and most people are going to look at this and be like, C1A, how is this going to be fair? Wahoo's got a bunch of dudes on this team. I mean, I feel like that's they were throwing down East Bays in warm-ups. They won state last year in C1. They were very good. I mean, they're the best C1 team right now, according to the NEB Preps coaches poll. They're sitting 19-1, averaging 67.5 points per game. Very, very good team. And North Platte won their Class A. They play that elevated talent all year. And another one, they're a competitive Class A team as well. So don't let the C1A fool you. This is going to be a very competitive matchup, if not one of the best of the day.
Yeah. Both these teams have some dudes. River Johnston for North Platte, he's averaging 18 points per game. On the other end, you got Marcus Glock, who's averaging 17 points per game. But I'm intrigued to see Benji Nelson, the 6'7" forward for Wahoo. He averages 11 points per game. I mentioned he was dunking in pregame. He's got an incredible wingspan. He'll be fun to watch.
Oh, he was not only dunking in warm-ups, he was going between the legs, behind the back, 360 windmill, any dunk you could possibly think of. Benji Nelson was throwing down in warm-up. So yeah, the other thing we talked about, when was the last time you ever saw a C1A matchup where the shortest starter was 6'2"?
That's crazy.
Like, the level of this game is not being talked about enough right now. And just the height, the athletic caliber, the weight of this game, because if you're Wahoo, this is your big, like, we can compete not only at C1, we can compete at an A level.
Again, they're introducing the starters. North Platte will go with on the other end as we get you ready for tip-off here in this one. Again, this is Game 3 of 7. Obviously, Platteview was able to get a big win over Grand Island in our last matchup as we get more close to tip-off. What do you think is going to be the key in this one? Obviously, North Platte 6 losses on the season, but all in Class A, a very competitive Class A. Going up against Wahoo in C1, how does this one turn out? What does the matchup look like here?
Here's what I'm thinking. It's going to be whichever team can settle down first and whichever team can have a bigger third quarter. Both these teams very well can do it. And the other thing, who can dominate the boards and the post? Every team has the tall dudes, they have the athleticism, but which team is going to get down and dominate the post? And to speak on that third quarter thing, both games so far, they've been very close. Even Freeman Central City and Platteview Grand Island Senior High, but both of them were decided in the third quarter. Freeman took off in the first game in the first quarter, and then Platteview took off in the third quarter of the first game.
We are ready for tip-off now as the opening tip is won by Wahoo. And we are just underway here in the first quarter as a three-pointer from Marcus Glock in the corner will rim in and out. The defensive rebound goes to Daniel Shea.
Yeah, Glock right now shooting 43% from the three-point line. He's 36 of 83 on the year, which is just a ridiculous percentage to be shooting from the line.
Here's River Johnston, lobs it down low, but it was too far out of the reach of Carter Kelly that time. Now on the other end, here's Benji Nelson. He can't hit the left wing three-pointer, and the defensive rebound goes to Carter Kelly. Quickly the other way, they throw it away off another turnover. This one picked up on the other end. Here's Hancock, lays it up, lays it in, and the foul. Owen Hancock will try to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, and that's a fast start for Wahoo straight out the gate. They got some turnovers, and they got, I guess they got some steals in that one they were able to reward themselves on.
Owen Hancock, the 6'3" senior, he averages 8 points and 5 rebounds per contest. His free throw rattles around and in. Yeah. So an early 3-0 lead for the Warriors.
But just how fast-paced this game is, we've already seen. I don't think we'll see much set offense from either of these teams. It's going to be run and gun the entire game.
Here's Jesse Mauk, kicks this one out to Kincaid. Kincaid surveys, dishes it out. Daniel Shea, now to Kelly on the left wing. Swing this one around, minute into the first quarter. Kelly, top of the circles, will drive in, working on the right block. Passes it to Kincaid. Kincaid jump stop into the lane. His 8-footer with the right hand rattles around and in.
Yep, and that's a really good shot. If you're North Platte, here's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to take what the defense gives you. And that time, Wahoo gave him the 8-foot jumper, so he had to take the 8-foot jumper.
Glock will drive into the lane, kicks it out. Now back up top. They swing this around to Owen Hancock. Hancock with the first 3 points of the game for Wahoo. Here's Grangenet in the corner. He'll dish it to Glock in the left corner. Thought about a three, now drives inside, kicks it back out. Hancock They work this one around with Nelson. He'll take a right wing three, strong off the back of the iron. Fight for the rebound, and picking it up is Anthony Simon. Simon dishes it to Hancock. Hancock drives inside, scoop layup, short. Offensive rebound and putback from Nelson won't go. North Platte gets the rebound.
A lot of opportunities and a lot of missed shots early for Wahoo, but the big thing now, yes, you're missing the shots, but you got to look at it as I'm getting offensive boards. We're dominating the glass. The shots will fall, but we just got to keep up the offensive boards.
So early 1-point lead for the Warriors. Here's Kincaid. He drives in the lane hard and is fouled. But they'll get that for Benji Nelson, and so free throws coming for Caleb Kincaid.
Yeah, some free throws coming, as we'll see the replay on the foul.
And he's done a nice job splitting the double team on that one and driving into the lane, using all that 6'3" frame as the first free throw. Too strong from Kincaid.
Yeah, and I still can't get over 6'3", and we're thinking he's short compared to most of this starting lineup. That's just something we're not going to see again for quite a while. After this game, you know, teams like Wahoo are few and far between.
Second free throw from Kincaid. That one was too strong as well. So he misses both. Cameron Kosishki checked into the game in the break for Wahoo. Driving all the way, taking it was Simon. Simon missed the layup. And Kelly was able to lock it up for North Platte. They'll work it the other way. Dribbles behind the back. Now works atop the circles. Drives into the painted area. Tries to dish it in tried to get it into Johnston that time, and it was tipped out of bounds by Wahoo.
Yeah, and River Johnson, that's going to be a guy the North Platte's going to have to get involved today. He's their leading scorer at 18.4 points per game.
Johnston, baseline jumper, was too strong, and Marcus Glock, the defensive rebound. You mentioned Johnston. He's one of the shorter guys on the floor at 6'2", which is crazy that that's short, as that one is tapped out of bounds. They'll say it was last touched by Wahoo, and so North Platte will take over.
Yeah, he's actually the shortest. He was the shortest guy on the court when the starters were out there at 6'2".
That's wild. As Mount Kansas went off to Johnston. Again, Johnston looking to get going. 3-2 early lead for Wahoo. Here's Daniel Shea, swings it in the corner. Now down low, jump stop into the lane. Mount floats it in and is fouled. Jesse Mount will have a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, it's a big shot. You're gonna have to hit some free throws here if you're North Platte, but let's take a look at this replay.
Again, a beautiful jump stop. We've seen a couple nice plays like that by North Platte early on.
Yeah, and it was that was the perfect play and it was exactly what you needed.
As Mock's free throw rattles around and in. It's their first made free throw of the contest here early on. And now the Bulldogs up by 2. Trying to take down the Class C1 favorites here today. Here's Glock. They swing this one around to Simon on the wing. Simon in the corner. Kosishki will drive into the lane. And now hands it off back up top to Grangenet. Grangenet to Glock. Glock, the junior, leading scorer on the team so far. Here's Nelson. Nelson loosed the ball in a turnover. Picking it up is Johnston. Johnston coast to coast. Had his shot rejected by Benji Nelson. Now on the other end, here's Kosishki, a three. And that one was too strong and an offensive rebound.
Benji Nelson took flight on that block. You could see him start getting ready to go. His hand was well above the square on the backboard.
Halfway through the first, here's Glock, top of the circles. Now Simon on the left wing. Simon back to Glock. Glock kicks it out, Kosishki. Back to Simon. He'll step into a three. That one's strong. North Platte able to grab that one out of the sky with River Johnston, who will slow things down.
Yeah, we may see North Platte. We saw some teams, they love to run fast, but when things get tough, they do have a good half-court set that they want to get into. So maybe we'll see North Platte start getting into a half-court set.
Shea working over on the left wing, trying to float it back to Carter Kelly, and is able to just save it from going it over and back. So nice job by Kelly.
It makes it really tough when you got Benji Johnson there. You talk about his wingspan. He sticks his arms up, makes it really hard to find a passing lane.
Johnston looked for the pick and roll. It wasn't there. He'll hoist up a three, rattles in and out. Kosishki is able to grab the defensive rebound, but then he throws it off of Kelly. Kelly picks it up on the turnover, slams it down with two hands. Carter Kelly, hello.
That's a big time. That's a big time dunk. I wasn't quite expecting him to dunk with the defender there, but he took it in with 2 hands and some authority.
Kosischke pass in the corner as they work this one around a Glock. Back up top, Simon. Pump fake, drives into the lane, and he bulldozes over Kincaid. It's an offensive foul.
And right now, North Platte, they got a lot of momentum going to him. A big dunk and now a big defensive play, too.
Trey Simon will check into the game. Standing at 6'7", which is wild, as we have a timeout. Again, saw that huge dunk by Carter Kelly. North Platte leads this one 7-3. We're back after this on Striv TV.
Tom Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships. 20 years of providing superior customer experiences. 20 years of supporting the community. For 20 years, we've been building trust and loyalty by treating every customer like family on every visit. We're proud to serve Grand Island and the surrounding areas. Thank you for 20 great years, and we look forward to many more. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
Back from the Heartland Events Center in Grand Island, John Willis along with Bridger Cruz on Striv TV. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. 7-3, North Platte leads this one early over 19-1 Wahoo, and a big highlight reel dunk by Carter Kelly has been the highlight so far of the first quarter.
Yeah, that was awesome. Took it down 2 hands, took flight, and he put it down with some authority. And then he stared down his defender as well as that Wahoo bench. He let him know. He let him know what he just did.
Here's Kincaid on the right wing. They're working up top, Johnston. Johnston has yet to get going in this contest. 3 different scores for North Platte early on. Johnston takes it to the rack, and he left it too strong off the backboard. Nelson now the other way, trying to throw a lead pass to Glock. It was a good idea, but it was tipped off of a North Platte defender, so Wahoo will retain possession in the half court.
Yeah, but I do agree. Good idea, just not quite the execution.
Jackson Polk, the 5'11 junior, averaging 1 point, 1 board, and 1 assist. He checks into the game for North Platte. This North Platte team averaging 59 points per game this year. They give up 54 for Wahoo. They average 68, only give up 43. This has been a very good Wahoo team as Anthony Simon left the layup short.
Yeah, and they're struggling a little bit in this first quarter. Just, to relax and to get back to business. They're missing some uncharacteristic shots in the defense right now, kind of faltering a little bit.
River Johnston hits the running jumper. Now a 6-point lead for North Platte. Wahoo's gone a little cold here from the field.
They have, and they really got to start heating up or find something to do with scoring to help ease them up a little bit.
Here's Benji Nelson, gets a screen from Glock. Now we'll throw it in the corner. Back out Simon. He'll take a tray from the left wing, and it was off the left of the iron. The defensive rebound goes to Kelly.
6-point lead, 9-3. Crazy as it sounds, one of our lowest scoring first quarters.
River Johnston gets going, 5 straight points. He hits a corner 3. And North Platte now leads this one 12-3 with just under a minute to play in the first. Here's Nelson the other way, kicks it out, straight on. Simon pump fakes a 3, drives in, kicks it out. Nelson in the left corner for 3. That one was too strong, but the putback by Kosischke, it won't go, but he is fouled. And so Cameron Kosischke will head to the free throw line.
North Platte's defense is stepping up right now. To hold Wahoo, who is averaging 67.5 points per game, to 3 points, and could be more now, in this first quarter, is ridiculous.
Garrett Grangenet will check back into the game for Wahoo. Both of these teams, it's their first appearance in the Heartland Hoops in a while. For Wahoo, it's been since 2008, and for North Platte, this is their first appearance. But these teams getting on a big stage, maybe nerves playing a bit into the fact of Wahoo here early on. Here's a corner tray that was short by Jesse Mock. 8-point lead, 30 seconds to play in the first. Here's Marcus Glock. Glock hands it off Simon. Back to Kosischke. Now Glock, left wing 3. He knocks it down. Marcus Glock gets his first points of the contest.
And it could not have come at a better time. A big three to help cut the lead back down to 5 heading into the end of the first.
So one last possession for North Platte. Johnston will take it himself, gets a screen, pump fakes, throws up a 10-footer off the glass. It's too strong, but he was fouled by Benji Nelson.
Yeah, so now 4 seconds left. Your Johnson, that's a really good pump fake to be able to get Nelson in the air because, you know, Nelson right now, let's see how many fouls he has. Was his first foul. So he's in no sort of foul trouble by any means, but just the hypothetical of, you know, if you can get Benji Nelson into some foul trouble, that would be so dangerous for North Platte.
3 seconds left. Glock will heave one up from the right wing. It was strong off the backboard, and that is how the first quarter will end. Well, Class A North Platte playing well here today as they lead this one 14-7. Second quarter action is just ahead as we bring you the Heartland Hoops Classic on Striv TV.
Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships, providing superior customer service, and supporting the community. Stop by Dinsdale Hyundai and experience the Ioniq 5, Motor Trend's 2023 SUV of the Year, with ultra-fast charging time, 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes, and a range of over 300 miles. The Ioniq 5 is a game changer. Discover all the premium features at an affordable price. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
It's a beautiful day for basketball. Game 3 today of the Heartland Hoops Classic. John Willis, Bridger Cruz with you on Striv TV, and a nice first quarter for the Bulldogs. They lead this one 14-7 as we open up second quarter action.
Yeah, and what an exciting first quarter it was, 14-7. We saw some big dunks, we saw some high-flying blocks, and it only gets better from here.
7 points for River Johnston in the first quarter. Those all came in the back half of the quarter, too. He started out a little slow, but then was able to start getting it going as North Platte will open up the second quarter with the ball. They're wearing the whites today, Wahoo's in the blues. It's just playing hot potato with the ball right now. Back and forth with Kelly and Johnston.
Yeah, they're just not really doing anything. They're just throwing it back and forth to each other.
I'm sure for North Platte, this is going to be nice, too. They've been used to using a shot clock all year. We're playing C1 Wahoo, no shot clock today, and so maybe trying some things here this afternoon with Wahoo. Kelly was trapped. He's going to be fouled. They'll get Anthony Simon on the push.
Yeah, and Wahoo's coach is not all that happy about it. I think Simon, they got him trapped in the corner, and Simon just got a little bit overzealous.
It's now 2 fouls for Simon. Something to watch. Johnston will catch this one on the inbound for North Platte, working on the wing, throws it to Kelly. Kelly will get it to Mock in the left corner. Mock back out to Kelly. And Kelly had the highlight reel slam dunk in the first. As Johnston splits 2 defenders, tried to throw it back to Kelly, but he was too late. Little behind the back pass to Daniel Shea. And now back out Mock. North Platte continues to take their time. They've taking a minute 15 so far the second quarter.
Yeah, they're doing a great job right now of taking their time, and
as Mock will catch and shoot a straight on 3, it rattles in and out, and so the long possession, almost a minute and a half, will result in 0 points.
That's one of those things you look at. Was it worth it? Was it not? And it really depends on what you consider a worth it possession.
Here's Grangenet on the low post. Nice backdoor pass to a cutting Simon. Lays that one up and in. That was a beautiful backdoor pass from Garrett Grangenet.
That was a beautiful pass. And then the finish, too, he kind of had to readjust himself. He saw the defender there and readjusted himself well for 2.
So a 5-point lead for North Platte at home. Kelly will pump fake straight on 3. This North Platte team had a thrilling game this last Thursday against Scottsbluff, won it 55-54. River Johnston hit a go-ahead free throw with just about a second left. They're coming off a really good game as another great backdoor pass, this time to Jesse Mock, who lays that one up and in.
Yeah, that's just great patience to wait there that long with the ball, you're trapped. You can't dribble in to know that your teammate's coming there to help you. That's great play.
Simon, wing three. He cans it. Anthony Simon hits a three. And Wahoo's right back with an answer. They cut the lead to 4.
Yeah, and just like that, Wahoo fighting back again off a big triple.
Here's River Johnston, who will work it up the floor. Just over 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Almost threw it too far for Kelly. Kelly is now trapped in the right corner. Jump stop into the lane, hesitates, goes up, and he's able to flutter that one in. Carter Kelly 4 early points.
Kelly, yeah, off to a hot start, and that post shot, not an easy post shot either, but he's able to execute it well. Good fundamental work.
Simon throws it to Trey Simon. Now Anthony Simon. A couple Simons on the floor here for Wahoo. Granging it. Spins down low. Double team. Kicks it out. Straight on 3. Anthony Simon short off the front of the iron. Saving it in bounds was Nelson, but now they throw it ahead. Kelly. Kelly, can he do it again? But he had the ball stripped. Kelly, ball loose. He picks it up. And a foul will be committed near the baseline. But that was a fantastic defensive play. I think that was Garrett Grangenet who was able to stop the fast break.
It was a great play. I just think he got a little bit overzealous. We'll take a look at the replay. And yep, that's what it is. Defender's getting a little bit overzealous.
Johnston catch and shoot. He missed it short. But an offensive rebound. Now straight on 3 from Mock. That one's strong off the back of the iron, and Grangenet's able to get the defensive rebound. Quickly the other way goes the Warriors. Marcus Glock back into the game. Glock 3 points early on. Here goes Benji Nelson, who drives into the lane left it short.
I think Nelson could have dunked that.
And they're going to award the timeout to North Platte before the ball got loose, and so they will retain possession with 4:03 left to play in the first half. North Platte leading this one 18-12 over the Wahoo Warriors. As we take a look at the replay on that one. Just about halfway through the second quarter. In a low-scoring game so far between these two. And the Wahoo's starting to knock down some shots. They're creeping back into this one. 4:03 left to play in the first half. And early scoring leaders, Anthony Simon with 5 points. River Johnston with 7. That's how the scoring's been done so far. But again, a low-scoring affair so far between these two. Kind of what you would not expect with these two teams.
Yeah, I'd agree, but the defense is stepping up. You know, they're both, of course they're going to miss some shots, some nerves. It's a big game for both of them, but the defense is really what I'm seeing and is really impressing me for both these teams.
River Johnston will work this one up the floor. Halfway through the first, 6-point lead for the Bulldogs. Here's Kelly guarded on the wing. Kelly, 2-arm pass to in the corner to Mock, and a foul is committed on the baseline.
Yeah.
So that'll be 1-and-1 free throws now.
Wahoo's in foul trouble now. They're at 7 fouls. They're going to send North Platte to the line shooting a 1-and-1, and they're really going to have to be careful for the rest of this half.
So to the free throw line comes the 6'1 junior Jesse Mock. He's averaging 10 points, 2 boards per season, and he's able to hit the first. Always love seeing a good lefty.
Lefties are the best. You know, speaking from personal experience, lefties are just superior people.
And he's superior at the free throw line. He hits both.
He is. It's because he's left-handed.
3:40 remaining in the first half. North Platte leading this one early, 20-12. They're playing well so far here in Grand Island. Simon splits 2 defenders. He'll take it all the way. Left-handed layup was short, but a putback by Grangenet.
Yeah, great follow for Grangenet there, and that's what you're going to need, that guy to play cleanup for you.
And on the other end, River Johnston connects on a 3-pointer. He's got 10 points.
Yeah, and just like that, Wahoo's down by 9, and they've dug themselves into a hole.
23-14. Here's Hancock up top to Marcus Glock. Glock, 17-footer, rattles in and out, but an offensive rebound and putback once again. This time Owen Hancock lays it up and in.
Again, good follow on the offensive boards for Wahoo. That's really the only point of their game now that's been consistent, and it's something they're going to have to keep up.
Team is getting the scoring going a little bit here late in the first half. Here's Johnston, throws it cross court to Kelly with 2:40 to play in the first half. Bulldogs up 7. Here's Kincaid. Kincaid will spin to the top of the key. Now Kelly on the left wing. And he'll dribble past Nelson. Throws it back out, Jesse Mock. Again, North Platte slowing it down. Here's Johnston, a right wing three. That one just maybe grazed the bottom of the net.
Yeah, not a great shot. He was heavily covered, but shooter's going to shoot, so, I mean, you can't blame him.
Nelson gets it to Marcus Glock in the right corner. Back out Nelson. Nelson throws an errant pass, threw it well to the left of where he was trying to throw it. And so a turnover, only the third of the first half for Wahoo.
Yeah, he lost his grip on it. He knew exactly where he wanted to throw, just slipped out of his hands a little weird.
North Platte only with 2 turnovers in the first half. This has been a clean first half from both of these teams in the turnover department.
Yeah, it absolutely has. Good basketball all around.
Johnston running 8-footer off the glass was strong, and Hancock is able to get the defensive rebound. Hancock the other way, pass to Nelson. Back up Hancock. It's in the corner. Grangenet will hoist up a three, and he connects. Garrett Grangenet, 5 second quarter points.
Yeah, and he now cut the lead to 4 for North Platte with 1:20 left. There's still a lot of damage to be done that for these Wahoo Warriors.
Wahoo faithful starting to make some noise with the lead cut a little bit. Kelly left the three-pointer short, but an offensive rebound by Shea. Back to a cutting Kelly. Under the bucket, can't lay it in. Wahoo has a chance to cut it more.
Yeah, now Wahoo, you got all the momentum coming in.
As Nelson, he'll take it himself. Lays that one up and in for his first field goal of the contest, and it's a 2-point game.
And that's a guy you're going to have to get more active if you're Wahoo heading into the second half. Nelson, have not heard much from him on the offensive end. Defensively, we've seen some big blocks and stuff, but offensively, been pretty quiet.
So a 2-point lead here for North Platte. Johnston has it just past the timeline. Time ticking away in the first half in this low-scoring contest so far with the Bulldogs and the Warriors. Johnston just holds it just past the timeline.
Yeah, North Platte's going to look to play for last shot, and it's not a bad idea. Even if you don't score, you're still up by 2. You don't want to give Wahoo a fast break or any opportunity to tie this up.
Clock continues to melt here in the second. Now 10 seconds remaining in the half. Johnston will now start the offense. Johnston out to Mock. His three rims in and out. Nelson the defensive rebound. Nelson, he'll hoist it up from 30 feet out, and he cannot get it to go, but a late surge by the Warriors. They cut the lead to 2, 23-21 here at the half, as we will now send it to the floor to Jack McGonigal, who is standing by.
Doc has spent much of his adult life dedicating his time to basketball in Nebraska. Through many years of officiating high school basketball, including 11 state tournament appearances, and coaching both high school and youth teams, Doc's contribution to the sport and young athletes are countless. The accomplishments for which he's most proud is the development of the GICC youth basketball program, which has ran for the past 15 years. Through coaching these aspiring players, Doc has positively impacted so many young lives. We would love to show Doc how much he is loved and appreciated by helping to ease some of the financial burden of his cancer treatment. To donate, touch the number or scan the QR code on the view, or visit the Heartland website.
Ladies and gentlemen, all of today's game officials have donated game fees.
Tom Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships. 20 years of providing superior customer experiences. 20 years of supporting the community. For 20 years, we've been building trust and loyalty by treating every customer like family on every visit. We're proud to serve Grand Island and the surrounding areas. Thank you for 20 great years, and we look forward to many more. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
Go get it, Zach! Go get it, Zach!
Jack McGonigal here with Wahoo head coach Kevin Sheaf. Kevin, foul trouble early. What do you have to change your plan at all when those guys went down? Couple fouls early.
No, not really. We just gotta keep playing our game. They're good defensively. They slow the pace down. That's not how we like to play. So we just got to keep doing what we do and try to make a run here the second half.
Down 2, heading into the locker room, coming in for the third quarter. What are the adjustments your team will have to make to come out on top?
Like I said, not a lot of adjustments. We just want to play faster. We want to play a little harder, make sure we don't lose River, make sure we can test on him. But we just got to get better ball movement. We got stagnant at times.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Back with you at the half as we got a good one so far brewing between North Platte and Wahoo, 23-21. North Platte leading it here at the break, and it's been low scoring. Wahoo went on a bit of a run to end off the first half. It should be a very interesting second half.
It absolutely should, and it's not low scoring because teams aren't hitting shots per se. It's low scoring because the defense is stepping up in ways that we haven't seen so far from either of these teams. From Benji Nelson jumping up so high, the top of his hand was above the square on the backboard, to diving on the ball, getting the boards, and doing whatever you can to help elevate your team. Both these teams are stepping up defensively when they know that the shots aren't per se falling.
When you look at some of the stats so far, River Johnston with 10 points, obviously you expect that out of him. But Marcus Glock, who we talked about in pregame, averaging 17 points per game, he only has 3 so far in the first half. 5 points from Grangenet and Simon for Wahoo. They got to get him going in the second half, feels like, if they want to compete in this one.
I do, and if any of you watched the Freeman Central City game, I think Wahoo right now could be a lot like Freeman. Have a slower first half. You're down at this point by only 2, so it's anybody's game still, but we saw in the first game Freeman had so much more to offer, and they showed that in the second half, so expect Wahoo to come out this third half and to come out swinging.
Big thing, too, not a lot of turnovers in the first half. Only 3 for Wahoo. North Platte only has 2. No team was at the free throw line a crazy amount. 7 attempts for North Platte, 3 for Wahoo. So it's been a clean game in that aspect as well.
It has. It's been a very clean game for both teams, and that's really what's impressive is there's no team where you could say, oh, it's because they have a ton of turnovers or they have missed a ton of free throws. Neither of those things have happened. We haven't seen them so far, so that's where the second half will really be interesting, because what adjustments can either of these teams make? Because it's not like either of them played a bad first half. It's just a very competitive game.
5 for 7 for North Platte from the free throw line in the first half. 2 for 3 for Wahoo, as we are just about ready for second half action here from the Heartland Events Center. John Willis, again, with Richard Cruz here on Striv TV, and what should be a very competitive second half between these two teams, and we'll see if the Class C1 favorites can get back to shape in the second half.
That will be the big question coming into half number 2.
We are ready for second half action. Wahoo will start out the second half with the ball. They will work from right to left as we resume action here from Grand Island. Right here, all the action on Striv TV. Simon will work this one up the floor to start out the third. Simon will dribble between the legs, gets it to Glock at the top of the circles. Glock working in the left corner, stumbles, loses the ball, and a travel will be called. So a turnover.
Yeah, travel called. It's a costly turnover for Wahoo. Glock was trying to, as some may say, get into his bag a little bit and start seeing what he can do, but that time couldn't quite do it and tripped.
So here's North Platte, their first possession of the second half. And they were led by Johnston with 10 points in the first half. As here's Kelly back to Johnston. Johnston will lob it up for Kelly. It goes off his fingertips, and a turnover as it's picked up the other way. Here goes Hancock into the lane. Can't get the layup to go, but he will head to the free throw line.
Yeah, now he'll head to the line with the ability now to tie this game back up at 23, but let's talk about that lob and what could have been there.
That was close.
It was. We look at this replay, and we see, right on the arm for the foul, but that lob, man, that'd have been a way to start for North Platte, wouldn't it?
That would have brought the house down.
I would have. That would have brought us out of our seats, I can tell you that.
Kincaid was on the foul as Glock hits both free throws, and we are tied at 23. Just about 50 seconds into the third quarter. Here's a three from Mauk, and he drains it. Jesse Mauk hits the three-pointer from the left wing.
Yeah, that's a big-time shot. You tie it up, and you go back down, you get a three.
Now on the other end, another answering three. Glock hits the three. He's got 5 points already in the third. As the ball will go out of bounds, last touched by Daniel Shea, as North Platte was not able to keep it in bounds.
But just like that, a good amount of scoring coming in for both teams in this third quarter. Some threes, some free throws, a lot of action.
Early on, we're tied at 26 here in the third, 6.5 to play in the third quarter as Simon has it up top. Here's Benji Nelson. He'll drive into the lane, and then he lost it off of his leg. Goes out of bounds. It's a turnover.
There are a couple times now where I've seen Benji Nelson take off, and I just want him to go dunk it on somebody because he's got the height and the athleticism to do it.
Feels like just a matter of time before
it does.
Happens. Here's Kincaid in the corner. Swings it up top. Kelly gets past the defender. Hesitates, kicks it out. Daniel Shea. He will lob up a 10-footer. It rims around and in, but an offensive foul.
Yeah.
I mean, the charge was Grangenet.
Yeah, and we talk about defenses stepping up. That's yet another occasion where the defense stepped up. Grangenet took the hard hit, and it all paid off for Wahoo.
Nice play by Garrett Gangenet. Tied at 26, 2 minutes into the third. Marcus Glock takes it all the way, lays it up with the left hand. And Wahoo takes a 2-point lead.
Yeah, it's a good bucket for Glock. He had a slow first half, didn't hear much from him. Wahoo could really use him to get active.
Nice pass underneath to Kelly. They kick it out. Johnson hesitates. Mock, he'll hoist up a right wing three. He connects. That's 6 third quarter points for Jesse Mock.
Yeah, and Mock is having himself a heck of a third quarter already, and North Platte up by 1.
We go back and forth. Here's Hancock underneath. Swings it out, Simon. Simon drives in. Beautiful backdoor pass to Hancock, who's able to put it in.
Do we count that as a dunk?
I don't know. I was thinking of what to say there as the three-pointer rattles in and out for Johnston. Because he went up, but then it kind of trickled in and out.
Yeah, it was kind of like a rim grazer. Like, he put it in and then snapped the rim. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
That's close.
As Wahoo turns it over on the inbound, Kincaid was able to take it away off the inbounds pass. Here's Johnston the other way. He'll take it coast to coast, lays it up and in.
That's a good bucket. Take it in, accept some contact, and now you're up by 1 again.
Yeah, we keep trading leads here in the third. Here's Glock. Glock under the bucket, takes it all the way, and a shot partially blocked by Shea. So North Platte playing some good defense. 4.5 remaining in the third. 1-point lead for North Platte. They swing it over. Here's River Johnston. Johnston looks for a screen, now throws it up top. Jesse Mock. Mock working on the left wing, and now pass it back to Kincaid. Kincaid, top of the circles, drives in. Almost traveled, now gets it back to Johnston.
Yeah, Johnson now trying to go to work.
As they try to throw it over to Kincaid, the ball was loose, and then it ends up being taken away the other way by Hancock. Now the other way, step through move into the lane. The layup will not go, but free throws coming for Cameron Kosishki.
Yeah, another big shot for Kosishki. And this is when free throws really start to matter. You're in the third, you're deadlocked, trading leads. Free throws can really come down to who will come out on top.
Kosishki hits the first free throw.
And right back where we started at the start of the game. Tied back up.
As a team, Wahoo's now 5 for 8 from the free throw line as big old Trey Simon at 6'7" checks back in the game.
Yeah, and that's a percentage you really can't hate.
as Kosishki hits the second free throw. His team a perfect 4 for 4 from the line here in the third, and Wahoo back up by 1. Here come the Bulldogs with Johnston. Johnston throws it to Mock. Mock up top, Shea. Shea swings it over to Jackson Polk. Polk getting his first minutes here, the third. As they swing it away, and it's a turnover the other way. Here goes Simon, reverse layup, couldn't get it, but a putback by Trey Simon. He lays that one up and in.
And that's not the first time the Wahoo's missed the fast break shot, but there's always a follower for Wahoo. And 9 times out of 10, if you have a follower like that, it's going to work in your favor.
So now a 3-point lead for Wahoo, 34-31, and we'll get a foul on a reach-in.
Yeah, Wahoo really going to have to watch the foul count. They had, I think, 8 or 9 in the first half now. This is their second once. They've done a lot, excuse me, it's their first once. They've done a lot better job in the second half of cleaning up fouls.
North Platte's inbound on the far side. They threw it into Johnston. It was tipped out of bounds by Kosishki. And the Wahoo faithful were not excited about that one.
No, they were not.
So head coach Kevin Sheaf go and argue that one, but to no avail.
Yeah, a lot of times head coaches argue. I don't see it work very often. Rare occasions do I see it overturn a call.
Jesse Mock pump fakes a 3. He'll drive into the painted area, throws up a shot off the glass. It bounced in. He gets the basket to go. He'll have a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, but was that a goaltend?
Yeah, I'm trying
That's
to
what
see.
I'm wondering. He snapped the rim, so that should be a goaltend, shouldn't it? Yeah, here, let's watch it. That's close. He snapped the rim, but the ball was already almost falling through, so I don't know.
You saw head coach Matt Kaminsky go and argue.
Yeah, I think he wants a goaltend.
So we'll see what they do here.
Yeah, I don't think they'll call it a goaltend. I think they'll give it to him. Wahoo faithful not excited about that call.
So they will count the bucket, and Jesse Mock will be at the free throw line to try to tie this game up. The free throw from Mock is up, bounces around and in, and we are tied at 34.
Yeah, again at a deadlock at 34. It's going to come down to the final seconds of this game, I think.
Glock on the left wing, lobs it down low. Simon finds Nelson on the block. He kicks it back out. Marcus Glock, he'll step into a 3, rims in and out. Daniel Shea grabs the rebound out of the sky.
Yeah, we still haven't seen Glock get as hot as he normally does in games, so I'll be interested to see, does he start to heat up at all, or is he having a slower game?
Jesse Mock, his 3-pointer rims in and out, and so Wahoo goes the other way. Here's Kosishki on the right wing. Spinning out, now back to Benji Nelson. Nelson tried to throw it into Trey Simon, but he threw it off a Bulldog. Now up ahead, here's Johnson. Johnson hesitates and then lays it up and in over Benji Nelson.
Yep, good move by Johnson. You can't just go up for the first time on a layup with with Nelson. You're gonna have to pump fake probably 4 or 5 times before you can go up.
Marcus Glock step through move into the lane. He answers with a left-handed layup, tied again at 36.
This just seems like a sibling rivalry at this point. I can do something. I can do it too. I can do this. I can do that better. It's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Anything you can do, I can do better. As
Exactly.
Johnston lobs this one down low. Carter Kelly, no look pass to Daniel Shea, and Shea hits the baseline jumper.
So now can Wahoo do that?
Shea, that's his first points of the contest. With a minute and a half left to play in the third. North Platte leading this one 38-36. Here's Simon. Simon to Nelson in the left corner. Nelson will spin into the lane. Fadeaway 4-footer, left it strong, but an offensive rebound. They get it to Simon. Simon underneath, goes up strong, powers his way. Can't get the layup to go, but he hits the deck. He'll have 2 free throws.
In good old faithful for Wahoo pulling through offensive rebounds. When times get tough for Wahoo, it just seems like offensive rebounds are always there to all avail. If nothing else works, you always got offensive boards.
Wahoo's a perfect 4 for 4 from the free throw line here in the second half, and Simon hits the first.
Yeah, so now 5 for 5. And free throws win games, and they're going to win this one, 38-37. They could tie things right back up.
Simon will seek to do that from the line. 38-37. With 1:10 to play, and he misses the second. Big missed free throw there.
Yeah, so now with a little bit over a minute to go, Benji Nelson's got it.
Yep, Nelson will go the other way, and tomahawk slam with one hand. He brings down the roof with that one.
That's big time. Benji Nelson, the tomahawk, cocks it back. Nearly takes out the floor cleaner on the way.
As ball is loose, Johnson pickets it up, throws it to Mock now underneath Kincaid. Kincaid on the block. They'll throw it back out. 1 point lead for the Warriors. About 30 seconds to play in the third.
Yeah, 39-38. We're in for a good fourth quarter.
Johnson will just hold it here. They will likely take the final shot of the third quarter once again. Johnson directing traffic, waiting for it to tick down to about 10 seconds, and that's when he'll start things out. Johnston now starts his dribble, works between the legs, will look to drive in, drives inside, throws up a running 12-footer off the glass, it circles in and out. Simon heaves one up from half court, it's too short. Now another half court shot, that one is an air ball from Jesse Mock, and that is how the third quarter will end. Back and forth we go in Grand Island. 39-38, Wahoo leads it. Fourth quarter action is just ahead as we bring you the Heartland Hoops Classic on Striv TV.
What does it mean to be blue? It means living excellence in the classroom, on the court, and in worship. Tom Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships. 20 years of providing superior customer experiences. 20 years of supporting the community. For 20 years, we've been building trust and loyalty by treating every customer like family on every visit. We're proud to serve Grand Island and the surrounding areas. Thank you for 20 great years, and we look forward to many more. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
Back with you on Striv TV as we are just about ready for fourth quarter action here. Again, seeing Benji Nelson's highlight reel dunk. He's got 4 points. Wahoo is led by Marcus Glock, who has 12, 16 points for Jesse Mock for North Platte, 14 for River Johnston. The third quarter just went back and forth. 3-point difference in the quarter, and Wahoo has a 1-point lead.
Yeah, and that Nelson dunk, that was awesome. I mean, he just took flight. We knew he was capable of it. Yeah, fourth quarter. Wahoo with a 1-point lead after the Nelson dunk, 39-38.
So here comes North Platte to start out the fourth. River Johnston will start out the fourth with the basketball, throws it over to Kelly. Kelly back to Johnston as they work this one around here early in this one. They've done this before where they just pass it back and forth saying, I don't want it, you take it.
Yeah, that's how they started a couple of quarters now. They've just, like you said, I don't want it, take it. That's about what they've been doing.
In North Platte in Class A, they've gone the shot clock this year, so they're not used to being able to slow things down to this level.
But they've adjusted great to not only, I say that jokingly because they like to stall a little bit more, but also, you know, it makes a difference when Wahoo isn't looking to run and gun. If you're North Platte, you have to run a little bit more of a set offense, and they've stepped into that well.
As a reach and foul is committed. It goes against Kosishki. They throw this one well into the backcourt to Kincaid. And now Johnston will work this one up the floor. Johnston dribbles this one just past the timeline, swings it over. Jesse Mock, his corner three. He connects. Jesse Mock, 19 points in the contest.
Yeah, big shot for Jesse Mock, because now not only do you give yourself a lead, but you give yourself a 2-point lead.
Here's Kosishki. He'll drive in the lane, takes it all the way. A reach and foul will be called on North Platte. North Platte with a 2-point lead.
Yeah, so now Wahoo will have yet another chance, but 6:51 left. It is anybody's game still, and this is the best game so far of the day.
Send this one in the corner. Corner 3 for the lead from Hancock. Won't go. Kasishki, the putback, he can't get that one to go. And the rebound flutters around to Carter Kelly, and then Kelly is fouled as he threw it ahead.
Yeah, Kelly just got a little bit overzealous with it and tried to make too much happen.
6:41 here remaining in the fourth. 5 team fouls for North Platte, 4 for Wahoo. So getting closer to the bonus. Here comes Johnston. Johnston will work this one up the floor. Now Kincaid on the wing. He'll swing it back out. Johnston top of the circles. He looks to drive inside, throws up a running 6-footer, and he connects.
Big time shot again, and now elevating yourself 4 points up over Wahoo.
Time moving along here. Here's Simon. Simon underneath. He's going to take it all the way. He lays that one up and in.
Yeah, good bucket once again, and now only down by 2 is Wahoo and North Platte. They're going to take as much time as they can. Up by 2, you want to hold that lead. You want to hold on to that lead for as long as you can.
Just under 6 to play in the contest. 43-41, North Platte leads this one. Kincaid throws it on the right wing. Here's Mock on top of the key. Shea hands it off to Kelly. Kelly will look to play off a screen. Now he will drive into the block. Fadeaway footer left it short. Shea the offensive rebound, put back, lays it up and in with the right hand.
Yeah, and once again, offensive boards. They give you second chances, and then if you get the offensive board, can you use the second chance? And so far, both these teams are doing a good job of using the second chances.
They dribble this one out with Simon. Simon, top of the key, swings it out to Glock. He will take a right wing 3. He knocks it down. Marcus Glock will make it a 1-point game with just over 5 to play in the fourth. We have a timeout with 5:08 remaining in the fourth. We will keep it here as this one going back and forth, blow for blow, punch for punch. That was a big-time 3 for Marcus Glock.
That was, and that's just a big-time play from a big-time player. Marcus Glock, the leading scorer for Wahoo, averaging 16.7. And he shows up in big moments, and he did right there. Timeout called, and now they only trail by 1. And like we said, it's anybody's game, but the big thing will be if Wahoo can continue to dominate on the boards and get the better of North Platte, or if not, North Platte can outlast the Wahoo Warriors.
Marcus Glock, 15 points in the contest after a slow first half. He only had 3 points in the first half, and he has gotten it going so far here in the second half.
He absolutely has, and you know, most of these games we've been able to see in the third quarter, right, who's had the better third quarter, that should decide it. Didn't help us. It was a 1-point difference. North Platte had 16, Wahoo had 17 in the third, and we've just been gridlocked ever since.
So North Platte has it. Just about 5 minutes to play in the fourth. Looking for their 14th win of the season. Work this one around. Here's Kincaid just past the timeline. Now Mock on the right wing. Throws it down low. Kelly goes up. But he commits an offensive foul. Taking the charge was Glock. Beautiful defensive play.
Oh yeah, and just couldn't have asked for a better play, and head coach Matt Kaminsky is not excited about that call. He was on the court and he was letting the refs know.
That one was tough. It was tough to see if Glock was still moving his feet.
Well, charges are so tough in the high school level because you don't have the half circle. You don't have anything really to specify at all, so it's tough.
Here's Anthony Simon. Simon with 7 points in the contest finds a wide open Owen Hancock, who lays it up and in for the lead.
And those are the shots that this game is going to come down to. You got to find the openings and then you got to execute. And right there, Wahoo executing.
4:20 to play in the fourth. 1-point lead for the Wahoo Warriors. They're looking for their 20th win of the season. Here's Jesse Mock. Mock will look for a screen from Shea. Now throws it back out to Kelly. Kelly swings it in the corner. Kincaid, and he stepped out of bounds. Over in the right corner, it's a turnover.
Yeah, and a little bit of momentum starting to shift the Warriors' way off a big charge. And then you got a good find, and now you got the ball again off of another turnover by North Platte.
46-45, Wahoo, halfway through the fourth. Here's Anthony Simon, he'll dribble between the legs. Simon will back this one back out, swings it to Glock, now in the right corner, here's Hancock. Hancock searching, beautiful backdoor pass to Kosicki, who floats that one up and in with a right hand.
Yeah, and just what a high IQ play. Kosicki understands these refs are quick to call charges over blocks, so he avoided the defender, settled for the floater, and he got it.
So suddenly a 3-point lead for the Warriors. After North Platte led it by 5. Here's Jesse Mock. Mock to Johnston. Johnston will look for a screen. They won't play the pick and roll. Now Johnston will step into a 3. He had the shot partially blocked. Kincaid the offensive rebound, and then he is fouled by Anthony Simon.
Yeah, and right like that, North Platte coaches were mad about the no call, and then Wahoo coaches were mad about a call, and it's back and forth, high emotions, and what a really, I like to consider the game between the coaches. It's a chess match in basketball. You know, what adjustments can you make? What plays can you come to? This is a high-level chess match by these coaches today.
So they'll throw it into Johnston. Johnston has had a really nice performance with 16 points. Here's Mock on the right wing. He will drive, and a reach and fouls committed by Simon. And that's going to be it for Anthony Simon. He fouls out.
And that's a big loss. Simon had played so well so far, and now they're going to lose him.
Obviously frustrated. He's talking with head coach Kevin Sheaf, and now he comes back onto the floor. He shouldn't, because that's his 5th.
Yeah.
But I think he's just going to give a hand to all his teammates. Well, he's
sticking around.
And I think they're going to.
Okay.
Yeah, here comes Trey Simon. He will take the place of Anthony Simon. Great show of leadership there by Simon, going and getting his guys pumped up.
Absolutely. That was the best show of leadership we've seen so far this game. And Wahoo, they need it now with a big player like Simon out. He's got to have that one last moment, and that was it for him.
Here's Johnston, top of the key. Johnston loses the ball and a turnover picked up by Kosicki.
And just the defense of the Warriors just getting tighter and tighter as time goes on.
So now Wahoo looking for a 2-possession advantage. Here's Grangenet to Kosicki, right wing 3, rims in and out, fight for the rebound. Johnston goes and grabs it, and he is fouled from behind by Owen Hancock.
Yeah, and you just got to be a little bit more careful if you're Hancock. If you see you're out of position like that, just don't contest it. Just because last thing you do is want to put him at the free throw line, and that's exactly what you're going to do.
So now free throws coming for Johnston. As a team, North Platte is 6 for 8 from the free throw line in this one. As the first free throw from Johnston is up and good.
Well, yeah, and you could cut this back down to a 1-point game and just make it even more unpredictable as to who's going to win.
Second free throw here from Johnston. That one is up. It is good. He connects on both. He has 18 points now in the contest. And we will have a full timeout with 2:35 to play in the fourth. Wahoo leads this one 48-47. This is the Heartland Hoops Classic on Striv TV.
The name on here is King Kroger. You can pick it up right here at the store.
Tom Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships. 20 years of providing superior customer experiences. 20 years of supporting the community. For 20 years, we've been building trust and loyalty by treating every customer like family on every visit. We're proud to serve Grand Island and the surrounding areas. Thank you for 20 great years, and we look forward to many more. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
Back with you from the Heartland Events Center. Back and forth we go here in the fourth quarter. 48-47, in case you missed it. Anthony Simon, the 6'5 senior starter for Wahoo, He fouled out with 3:05 to play in the fourth, so they will be without him for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and that's going to be costly because right now Nelson not playing either. I think he had some wrong. We saw him go to the locker room, and then we saw him come back and haven't seen him since.
Yeah, he's currently sitting on the bench.
And the tough thing now if you're Wahoo is you want to win this game really bad, but for Nelson, you know, if he's hurt or anything like that, there's sub-districts coming up, and that's your ultimate prize is to go win subs, to go to state and do all that. So you gotta look at what's more important.
Here's Glock. He'll look for a screen from Grandjeanette and then hand it off back to Hancock. Just over 2 minutes to play in the fourth. 1 point lead for the Warriors. Here's Kosishki in the wing. Swings in the corner to Glock. Glock drives in, kicks it out. Kosishki, left wing three. Rims in and out, but an offensive rebound by Grandjeanette. A foul is going to be committed on the floor. They'll call that on Daniel Shea. And so now free throws coming for Wahoo.
Yeah, now a 1-and-1 opportunity, and Wahoo up by one. You need all the points you can get, and these free throws could be big.
So here comes the first free throw, up and good. Grandjeanette connects on the first.
Benji Nelson, he looks like he's sitting in a little kid's chair.
Yeah.
His knees are at his stomach.
As Grandjeanette hits both. 50-47, Wahoo. Just under 2 minutes to play in the fourth. Here comes North Platte. River Johnston on the right wing. Johnston pump fakes a three, drives inside, works it out, kicks it out. Mock to tie off the back of the iron. It is tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Grandjeanette. North Platte saying there should have been a foul as Carter Kelly hit the deck.
Yeah, Kelly did hit the deck. And we'll wait to see if there should have been. Now it looks like they kind of just got wrapped up together.
Three-pointer rims in and out, and fighting for the rebound and locking it down was Glock. Big-time defensive rebound for Wahoo with 90 seconds to play in the fourth.
Yeah, that's huge, and now 90 seconds left. You're up by three. If you're Wahoo, you don't necessarily not want to look to score, but you don't want to take any unnecessary shots.
Here's Glock. Glock will kick this one over. 3-point lead for Wahoo. Minute 10 to play in the fourth. Glock just past the timeline. He will be fouled by Kincaid.
Yeah, and that time Kincaid didn't even mean to foul him, but you go up by 5 here with a minute 06 left with how this game's going. That's going to be really tough for North Platte to overcome.
But again, North Platte isn't used to teams being able to tick away all this time. They've been used to the shot clock, and so now they're getting used to that as Marcus Glock, 1-and-1 free throws. He connects on the first one.
But doesn't this just, if you're the rest of C1, terrify you?
Yeah.
Everybody knows Wahoo's good, and then to watch him come in here and fight hand-in-hand with North Platte, you got to be really scared if you're the rest of C1.
Marcus Glock now with 17 points. If Wahoo wins today, he's going to be their player of the game as Johnston drives in, lays it up and in. Big-time play from Johnston, who's having a heck of a game as well. And now a timeout. It's a 3-point game with 56.5 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. This one going back and forth. Big games from River Johnston and Jesse Mock of North Platte. Again, 19 points for Johnston, as well as 19 points as well for Mock.
Yeah, big games all around, and a lot of good action so far today. But this game, John, I'm going to say this game's the best game we've seen so far.
So we're going down to the wire, and right now, if you're North Platte, you got to find a way to get a stop, hopefully, without having to foul. But with no shot clock, that may be tough.
Yeah, that's the big thing now is how do you get a stop without fouling, because Wahoo's very good from the charity stripes. You don't want to necessarily send them there, but you got to find something to do.
52-49. Wahoo leads this one over North Platte. 56.5 seconds remaining in the fourth. For North Platte, you got to hope for a stop and then a 3. I won't be like the other commentators that say get a quick 2.
Nope, you gotta go 3. That never makes sense to go when you're down by 3. You shoot a 3. You
Tie the
don't.
game.
Yeah. You go for the big time play because you don't go for 2.
Block. He will glide into the left, and he's going to call a timeout. You can see him signaling timeout over on the near side, and they will give it to Wahoo with 45 seconds remaining in the fourth, 52-49, as they call a full timeout. But again, 3-point game. North Platte was playing some good defense, and of course that's why you got the timeout for Marcus Glock.
So now, if you're North Platte's coach, what are you drawing up here? What are you, at least, what would you do to try to tie this thing back up?
I think the biggest thing defensively that North Platte's going to want to say is I think there's a specific time that head coach Matt Kaminsky is going to give his team, and he says once it gets to that time, foul. But until then, you try to be aggressive, try to force a turnover, and then from there, you try to work in your half-court offense and set up a 3. But I think there's always a time that Kaminsky's going to tell his team in the huddle, once you see it hit that, you foul.
Yep, and I think that'd be too, because you don't want to just go foul it right away. You know, you want to make an effort to get it on a fast break and to not foul, but there will come a time where if you're North Platte, you're inevitably going to have to foul.
3-point lead for the Warriors, 45 seconds remaining in the fourth. Owen Hancock, bounce pass into Trey Simon, back to Hancock, and a foul will be committed.
I guess you were wrong. It happened nearly immediately.
Maybe his cutoff was 43 seconds.
Hey, you know, there's a reason they pay us to talk about sports and not coach them.
Yes, Trey Simon will be at the free throw line. 1-1 here. The next foul by North Platte will put Wahoo in the double bonus. Simon makes the first.
Yeah, these are big free throws, and if you go by 5, it's still possible, but it's made a whole lot more difficult because now you have a 2-possession game, and with how Wahoo's been shooting free throws, you don't have the luxury of, they'll just miss free throws.
12 for 14 as a team. Make that 12 for 15, but that is a good percentage from the free throw line. 4-point game. North Platte needs to work quickly here. Here's Kelly. Kelly, right wing, up top to Mock. Mock, top of the circles. Back to Kelly. It goes in his hands and out of bounds. It's a turnover with 30 seconds remaining. That one is big.
Yeah, and that's going to make things really hard for North Platte, and that's just going to put even more pressure on them. And just a miscommunication, too. The guy didn't know he was there, and ball flew into the bench.
I'll throw this one into Simon, who is immediately fouled. He's the guy you want to foul if you're North Platte, and so he'll go to the free throw line. Simon with 4 points in this afternoon's contest.
Yeah, and he's come in and played big when Trey Simon got fouled out of the game. He's came in big so far today.
28.7 seconds remaining. Again, free throws coming for Trey Simon. 53-49 our score.
Yeah, and if you make both these, make it a 6-point game, you could effectively end it. As I say that, he misses.
Again, out of the players on the floor right now, Trey Simon is the one you want at the free throw line if you're North Platte.
Yeah, and again, it makes sense why they're fouling him, like you said. But 4-point game, now make it 5. 28 seconds left, you're going to need a miracle.
I'm going to try to get a 3 here, but instead they will just attack. River Johnston takes it all the way, lays it up and in with the scoop layup. And a quick timeout. That is now 22 points for River Johnston, keeping his team in it. 3-point game. Well, now you got to foul or turn it over very quickly and then make a 3.
Yep, and you can't do anything else other than a 3. There are no quick 2s or anything like that, no. You got to go straight in for the 3, and then you just got to hope you make it because you're going to get one shot and one chance. The big question is, will you capture or you let it slip?
Guess we'll find out.
I guess we will.
So they will likely try to foul Simon. I wonder if you hold for a little bit here to try to see if they can force a turnover before having to foul.
Yeah, that's the question now is, do you wait a little bit or do you foul almost immediately? Because you want to give yourself as much time as possible for this 3. So I think if Wahoo gets the ball, you foul right away.
21.7 seconds left. They look to inbound. They're able to get it into Glock, and they foul him. The horn went off in the middle of the play. I think somebody had some happy fingers over on the scorer's table.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking. Nobody really reacted to it. They are going to talk about it, though. I think I'm not sure what they'll talk.
Yeah, it should just. The only
tough thing though right now is you've let it go so far. So if you make them go back, it's just helping out North Platte. Like you're just hurting Wahoo. So how do you?
This will be interesting. The horn didn't seem to impact the play.
No.
So they should just.
You'd think they'd kind of just keep going.
They might be changing the clock too, saying that because.
That could be.
That was a very quick a very long 1.4 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they will take 2 seconds off the clock.
Yep, knocked it down to 18.3.
So now with Wahoo in the double bonus, Marcus Glock will get 2 free throws. This is who you don't want at the free throw line for Wahoo, and he knocks down the first.
Yeah, now up by 4, 18 seconds left. And North Platte out of timeouts. Again, you could get a miracle, but it's just, that's what you're going to need.
Glock is able to knock down both, and now Wahoo will take a timeout with 18 seconds left. Wahoo leading this one 56-51, so North Platte will need a quick bucket, preferably a 3, because then at least Wahoo could miss one of the next free throws.
Yeah, and that's... But, okay, I have a crazy idea. What if, and I've thought about this in a couple games, what if you're Wahoo, you intentionally miss that free throw?
Huh.
You force that ball off the rim and you force the clock to start. Then they'd have 18 seconds with no timeouts to hit a shot and get the turnover to get another point, to get more points.
That'd be interesting, yeah.
I mean, it would be, everybody would look at you like you were insane, but in theory, it makes sense.
Well, with 18 seconds, here come the Bulldogs. Down by 5. 18 seconds to play in the 4th. They will get this one into Johnston. Johnston's got to work quickly for the Bulldogs. Time ticking away. Gets a screen. Looking for somewhere to go. Kicks it in the corner. They got to get a shot off here. Here's Kelly. Kelly, straight on 3. It's an air ball. Grazes maybe the front of the iron, and they'll foul Glock. And that is the dagger. As he misses the 3, Wahoo's going to escape with a victory.
Yep, that will be it. And what a game. Wahoo to come out against North Platte, show no fear, and North Platte to come out swinging as well. It was a fight that was fought to the last round, but Wahoo will win in a close game.
Yeah, Glock's going to be our player of the game as he hits the first free throw. He's got 20 points.
Yeah, average is 16.7. He's over his average today and showed up in big moments for his team.
Second free throw from Glock, he hits both. So that'll just about do it. 58-51, they'll get up a couple dribbles here. They'll heave up one from half court. It's an air ball. Glock grabs the miss, and that'll do it. Wahoo gets their 20th win of the season and their first appearance in the Heartland Hopes Classic since 2008 as they win this one 58-51 over to the North Platte Bulldogs. Big time win for the Wahoo Warriors here today.
It absolutely was a big time win on a big time stage, and I think Wahoo I think North Platte may be invited back to this tournament a little bit. They gave us an exciting game, and the Wahoo as well, first time they've been here since 2008. I think they may be looked at a little bit more now for this tournament with such an exciting game and a good atmosphere as well. The fans for both teams, they travel well, especially the Wahoo faithful. They packed in this side pretty well.
As again, 58-51, Wahoo wins this one as we have our player of the game. So we will get ready to send it down to Jack McGonigal, who is standing by.
Coming up next, that's GICC versus...
GICC will have Gordon Rushville in our next game. Again, our player of the game is going to be Marcus Glock, so Jack McGonigal will speak to him shortly. Glock ended up finishing this contest with 21 points. He had a fantastic performance here today, and he led his way to victory. As now Jack McGonigal is down courtside with Marcus Glock, our player of the game. Send it to you, Jack.
Jack McGonigal here with Wahoo's Marcus Glock. Marcus down 2 at the end of the first half. What were the adjustments you guys made in the locker room to come out on top in the second half?
We knew we had to defend better and play better as a team, but it was a total team effort today. We knew we could play a lot better in the second half, and I think we were able to do that. And we finally knocked down some shots and kind of got the jitters out a little bit.
19 points for you. What was working so well for you today's game?
My teammates were finding me. It wasn't me. It was the whole team. It was the coaching staff. It was everybody. They're a great team, and they play really good defense, and I'm just glad we were able to get the win.
All right, thanks, Marcus.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And now we'll take it up to the broadcast crew upstairs.
Well, thank you, Jack. Big win for Wahoo today. Again, Marcus Glock, our player of the game, finishes with 21 points. Look at a couple other stats before we wrap it up. Owen Hancock also scores 9 points for Wahoo. They only turn the ball over 7 times. They knock down 2 threes and go 17 for 21 from the free throw line. On the other end for North Platte, River Johnston ended up leading the way. He had 22 points. Also 19 points from Jesse Mock, 10 turnovers, 3 3-pointers, and 7 for 9 from the free throw line. But again, very competitive game between these two. That was a fun one.
It absolutely was a fun one, and what a good way to head into sub-districts if you're Wahoo. You picked up your 20th win of the season. It's against Class A North Platte, and it's not like it's a bad Class A team. North Platte, a competitive Class A team, and you showed up, you played well on a big stage, and it's going to be a game that people remember for a while, and the rest of C1 mighty scared for Wahoo. And if you're North Platte, you played very well, and Wahoo a very competitive team, and you're going to have a lot of answers as to what your team looks like for sub-districts after this one.
Wahoo improves to 20-1. North Platte, they will fall to 13-7. That'll just about wrap up our coverage of this one. Again, Wahoo wins this one 58-51. Just in a little over 20 minutes, we'll have our next game with Gordon Rushville and GICC. For Bridger Cruises, I've been John Willis. You're watching the Heartland Hoops Classic on Striv TV.
Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships.